Sup? Yeah, I'm not very good at this. So my studio is taken down. So this is Phil video. I don't have a knife today. I'm actually in the process of yep, yeah, all that's going on. So I I'm gonna have to take you along for the ride because for the next several days we're in the middle of moving. Yeah, got all of our stuff, almost all of our stuff packed, getting ready for the movers. And so here's what's going on. Interesting. So the people that purchased our house somehow in the middle of purchasing it decided to buy a car. And so they pushed back our closing, which made me push back our move because I can't afford to keep this place and then move into another place and absorb that expense. So we're kind of in limbo waiting to close. And so we're supposed to close in 3 days. So we're literally living out of boxes for 3 days, trying to hang on. And so it's kind of weird. I mean, this was our retirement home. I built this place. I was a custom home builder and a commercial builder. My son-in-law and I were partners, and so I purchased this place. It's got some acres out there and goes back a long way back there, and a couple of outbuildings. And so, yeah, I built this place for my wife and I to retire and get my last kid through high school, which is her senior year. And so it's kind of made sense to us to sell it, even though Oklahoma has school choice. It's kind of weird if you're an athlete. If you're an athlete, they care where you are, where you live, and where you sleep, and do all that because they don't want recruiting to go on. I don't know. So, anyways, we kind of made the decision to sell it and to move closer to my daughter's new school, which is going to be easier for her. She's been driving an hour and 45 minutes each way and been trying to maintain that for the last, what, three, going on 4 months, I think. So, in that process, my wife and I have come to the decision that we're going to see our last daughter through school, and then we're going to, I think, we're going to travel the country. I, at least for a little while. And so I'm still trying to figure out how I keep doing the discerning man knife stuff while we're traveling. And not 100% sure, but I've sort of got an idea on how I'm going to do it. But I do fully intend to do it. And I don't know, am I going to be doing videos, in my truck like this way versus down? And how do I disassemble a knife? And so I'm thinking I might come up with a way to put it in the back of my truck, and so I can set up my mount, and then I can put a little mat and do it on the back of my truck. I don't know. I haven't figured it out. And of course, I haven't even closed on my house yet. So everything's kind of in limbo. But, life's short, man. And one thing that I've learned is that change can be uncomfortable, but uncomfortable is good. I like uncomfortable because it means that the change isn't necessarily of my doing, you know? I'm just willing to go forward, because what, You know how the universe works? Nothing is still. Everything is always in motion. And so the way that I look at things, you're either going forward or you're going backwards, because there's no way to stay still. And so, yeah, we're gonna do something new. So I burnt up about 5 minutes just chit chatting, but hey, let me know if you got questions in about them. You know, the whole sale process. I've sold 3 or 4 houses, my personal houses in my life. Um, I have built a lot of houses, and and commercially built as well. But yeah, this was our dream, man. Like, we really wanted to retire here, and when I growing old, I mean, I got a tractor and a chainsaw, and so I was going to spend my time clearing this land back here. I was going to, in retirement, I was going to play with knives and fondle sharp objects and then clear this land. And not anymore. Yep, we're actually going to lease a home in town and kind of just give ourselves a place to lay our head and our daughter someplace close to school. And so, yeah, it'll be a change. But I decided that I'm going to bring you all along. So this is kind of the kickoff. Watch for more, here, just to keep it legit, what's in my pocket today. So in my front pocket, I've got, I've got my little RCK9. And this is actually a user for me. And oh, do I like it. Yeah, I'm a huge fan of that RCK9. I think Timber's Edge Knives has some of those for sale. I'm not sure. And then in my back pocket, I have this wonderful TS510 M390 steel, and it's a David Chin design. And wow, do I like this. Look at that carbon fiber. That's legit. And so, yeah, that's my back pocket piece. And I've got other stuff in my pockets. Yeah. All right, y'all. Hey, hope you're having a wonderful day, and I'll see you soon.